Yeah, so it's kind of funky because I've never done this before, and I'm actually sitting in my motorhome, and this is going to be kind of like a little bit of a test because Jay and I are going to go camping probably next weekend for our shakedown cruise. And right now my slide room behind me is in. When we're actually camping, that kind of goes out and the whole coach opens up. It's a mess back there because I really haven't prepared. I haven't done anything. So I thought I would do this kind of like a live stream and answer a couple of questions I keep getting. So I'm not too sure if I'm going to have anyone watching or not, but if you are watching, if you're new to my channel, please subscribe. I would really love to have you join the community. And I usually talk about, especially over the fall and winter and, into early spring, I do a lot of videos on, health and fitness and, trying to maintain my skin to some degrees. I'm 63 years old, and I think I'm doing pretty good for my age, but I need all the help I can get. So I'm always on a journey for health and fitness. I've lost a lot of weight. I'm on a journey to keep that weight off. So, that's a lot of the things that I talk about. But Jay and I, my husband and I, we love camping. And we have a 40-foot RV, a motorhome. And I'm sitting in the motorhome right now. And I'm on cell reception. So I'm hoping, I have no idea what this is going to look like on the other end. I really don't. But I'm hoping that at least it's somewhat clear. I can't tell. I've never done a live stream before. So I really don't know what it's going to be like. But I have a lot of people that love watching some of my videos, and I sometimes, they all say, oh, they just enjoy some of the things I talk about, and I think I'm like boring, but I'm hoping some of them catch this live because you guys inspire me every day. When I read your comments, it's like a total inspiration to keep me going. And I very rarely, just like now, I'm just sitting here and I turn this on because I really want to experiment with live streaming. And I just turned this on because I thought it might be cool, because if we go to the beach, I'm not going to have a Wi-Fi, but I'd love to do some live streaming at the beach. New Hampshire has a beautiful beach called Hampton Beach, but we also have several other beaches that are not quite as popular as Hampton. I think I'm getting some thumbs up, and I can't tell on my cell phone. If you're leaving me any kind of a comment, I'm so sorry because I don't quite know I haven't mastered this yet. This is my first time doing this. So I'm super excited that I think it's working. I hope. But yeah, so anyways, back to my story. We're going to take the motorhome and we're going to go to the beach next weekend. It's our shakedown cruise, and that means we are going to be checking all our systems to make sure everything is working. The water, the toilet, the heat, the whole 9 yards, the refrigerator. And I'm going to be camping and worrying a little bit about sun exposure on my skin. So I'm going to be really proactive with sunblock this year. And Jay, I think on Saturday, he's going to go to some card show in Massachusetts. He's an avid sports card collector. He's an avid sportsman all around. He's a golfer. He used to play basketball all the time in his younger years, but he blew out his knees. Yeah, it's tough on an old guy's knees, I guess. But so I'm hoping this works. I really am, because I want to do some live streaming next weekend at the beach. And one of the questions I wanted to talk about is, I don't know if you can see my eyelashes from this angle, but I've had a couple of comments because in some of my beauty related videos, I talk about having trimmed my eyelashes. And I've had a couple of comments and they said, do you really cut your eyelashes? I cut my eyelashes. I do, really. I'm on CarePros 3 times a week, and I think, oh my gosh, I can't see, but I think some people are out there leaving me a comment, and I can't really tell. I don't know how to work this, but I actually do trim my eyelashes because I have like rogue eyelashes. And even though I'm only using the CarePros 3 times a week, they're still growing. So the rogue eyelashes, they'll like spit out, and all of a sudden there's this like eyelash that's got to be a mile long compared to the others. So I do a little trim job. I have to. It's the only way I can, I put my glasses on, and the long eyelashes will bend one way or the other. It's kind of really weird, but I think maybe I do have weird skin. So another thing I wanted to say, yes, I do trim my eyelashes. And another question I get a lot is, do I script myself? And, you know, when I came out to the motorhome, I said to Jay, you want to come out and do a video with me, see if we can do some live streaming on YouTube, see if I can get it to work? And he was in the middle of trying to fix a printer, so he said, nah, not now. So I just came out here, sat down, and turned on, and I figured I'd answer a couple of questions that I got. But I am not scripted. As you can tell, I ramble. Unfortunately for poor Jay, because he has to listen to me ramble all the time. But I just kind of like, you know, start talking. I have an idea when I sit down. I have an idea of what I want to talk about, whether I'm talking about, you know, a camping trip, or I'm sharing our favorite vacation, or I'm sharing, you know, doing a tag, a YouTube tag. I love those tags. I love answering those questions. Or if I'm just talking about my skincare, you know, whether I'm using my Retin-A and what's happening with my peeling, my flaking, my wrinkles. Oh, I look like my blushes. Eek. But anyways, so no, I don't script myself. I'd probably be better off if I did script myself. I think it would probably make it more interesting, but I just usually sit and gab. So I think I can see that I have maybe 7 people watching. I don't know how to tell who they are. I don't even know if there's a chat box. And if there's a chat box, I don't know how to open it up from my phone to see. But if you are new, if you're just popping by because you saw this on the live stream, I would love for you to minimize the chat box. I know that much because I've done that before when I've watched other people live stream. You can minimize the chat box, and you can actually subscribe to the channel. So that would be rather cool. It'd be nice to see if I actually get some more subscribers from a live stream. So the other question that a lot of people ask is about our motorhome. So we have a old 40-foot RV. It's a holiday rambler, and oftentimes Jay and I, when we go out on our RVing trip, we call it M&J RV Adventures and Misadventures, because there's always a misadventure. There's always something that can happen. But is it cheaper to camp than to stay in a hotel? That's a question I get all the time. And when we go to Bar Harbor, Maine, we have a campsite that is literally probably maybe 10 feet off of the water. So we are truly, truly waterfront up there. We can just drag our kayaks into the water and just go out and kayak. We have the most amazing sunsets up there. So that campsite is expensive. But if we were to be in a hotel and we had a site that was 10 feet off the water, trust me, I think it would cost us about maybe $300 to $400 a night or something. And so for us to pay for our campsite on the edge of the water, and I have my own bed back there. If I can, I'll get up and try to, but I think I'll lose the power of the stream. I'm not sure because I'm on cell. But I have my own bed back there. I have my own sheets. I have my own, you know, everything, a refrigerator. I have my own plates. It's pretty cool. So there's a lot of things that we don't have to do. I don't have to eat out every night of the week when I'm camping. I can cook in, or I can eat out, and I can have a cocktail by the water when the sun's set, and it doesn't really cost me much of anything. So camping, I think, in some cases is definitely cheaper than the hotel alternative. Now, it would be more expensive if I was just going for a one-night stay somewhere, and I had to pay the gas to get there and all of that stuff. Plus, you know, that would be kind of crazy. But for a vacation where we're going to drive, I wish Jay was out here because he could tell you the gas prices. I can't. He knows how much it costs us to drive up to Bar Harbor, Maine, for example, in the motorhome, where I'm totally clueless on that. But I think overall we have averaged it out when we go away on vacation in the RV. It's definitely cheaper when we factor in all of the other things. So the other question we get, well, what about repairs? Yeah, this big rig is a monster. And when things go wrong, holy cow, do things go wrong. So we have had more than our share of misadventures. With one of these big 40-footers, if you pull a vehicle, you really can't back up with that vehicle. So if you cut a corner too tight, I hope Jay isn't watching. I don't think he's watching. He's still working on the printer. But if you cut a corner too tight, and I'm not saying that Jay's done this, of course, but you then have to get out of your motorhome, block traffic unhook your vehicle so that the motorhome can actually back up and take the corner or go into the spot. And that can be pretty embarrassing. So when you're not planning your corners, it can be pretty crazy. We've done that a couple of times. We've actually been towed on with this big rig once, maybe I think once. And that was when we were going down to Washington, D.C. to visit friends, and we were heading down there, and we broke down on the road. I can't even remember what it was, but expensive to do that. We do have tow insurance, obviously, but still the cost of the repairs, it's like anything that goes wrong in a motorhome is big bucks. So oftentimes we have little things that go wrong that we try to do ourselves because it's like crazy expensive. So when we broke down that time, I think our total cost was like almost $3,000 between, the repair job, and it was in the shop for a few days, and it kind of really messed up our trip. We were going down for a realtor convention and staying at friend's house. We were driving our motorhome down, and we were going to park at a campground right outside of Washington, a really pretty Cherry Hill something or other, I can't remember. But so that kind of really botched our whole trip. We ended up taking an air mattress and sleeping in our friend's living room while we did the convention, and then had to try to get our motorhome afterwards. So we picked up our motorhome in Florida. We've been down to Florida. We have not driven back down to Florida. That was the goal when we bought the motorhome. We were going to take our winters and just go down to Florida. That didn't work out because at the same time the real estate market crashed, and both of us are realtors, so that's like wacky. And I'm so sorry if anyone's asking me a question. I cannot for the life of me figure out how to see the questions or how to even get to that. I'm on my phone. I think that makes sense. I mean, I have an iPhone 7 Plus. Maybe if I had my laptop here and something else open, I could see it. But at this point in time, I'm not. I can see I have somebody out there. I can see I have some thumbs up. So if I'm coming in clear, can you give me a thumbs up so I know for sure? And if you're new, please subscribe. I'm trying not to ramble too much, but I guess that's what live streaming is. You just kind of talk about whatever comes to the top of your head. So anyways, back to the RV and the cost and the maintenance and all that. In New Hampshire, we have to inspect our RV every year, and we have to get plates and all that. So the inspection process, the town, they do it by weight. So you can imagine this is a huge machine here. And it's like, I think, let me see if I can get up a little bit. It's a mess because I haven't done anything, but maybe this will give you a little bit of a, I don't know, can you see behind me? And I think as I go further into this area, I'm going to lose my cell. But it is a mess. And like I said, this room normally goes out, which then opens up the whole coach really big and really cool. But this weighs a lot. I don't know how much it weighs, but it weighs a lot. And my town charges by the weight. So for us to even register this thing every year is like $1,000. And then you have insurance costs. You have, obviously, and I have a custom plate. My plate is working hard. And, it's an abbreviation. I'll have to show it to you when I go out. But like I said, we have all the comforts of home. I'll show you this was a gift that my girlfriend Judy Toscano gave me the end of last camping season. So guess what I'm going to drink in this? Moscow Mules, I think. Or ginger beer, with rum. And, so I've got a couple of little fancy glasses. Can you see that up there? But I do have a couple little fancy glasses, and I still have my Bounty dryer sheets in most of my cabinets because that is part of our winterizing process. So that when I say winterizing processes, I'm always worried about those awful mice things that come around. So I'm going to walk down the hallway. It's getting dark here, but this is my refrigerator over here. Giving you a tour, I guess. You probably didn't even want that. And in the back here in my bedroom, the bed isn't made up yet because, like I said, we're still trying to get ready to, to do, I think I'm losing, it looks like I'm actually losing a little bit of the cell by going back there. So I'm going to come back out front and hopefully this will work again. But the bed, we kind of like, have everything packed up for the winter. So we still have a lot of prep work to do before we go out on our first trip, which hopefully is next weekend. So it says very bad connection. I'm sorry, guys. I think I might have lost my connection. But is it back or is it gone? I can't tell. I may still be live. I don't know. I'm seeing very bad connection. I knew I shouldn't have walked back there because I think as soon as I went back there, I lost my cell or because I know I have no Wi-Fi out here. So I suppose I've answered the questions that I thought I was going to answer. The question was the cost of maintaining the motorhome. It is expensive. It definitely is offset by the fun adventures. Next weekend we are going to go hopefully to the beach. The weather isn't that great yet, but hopefully we'll go to the beach and do our shakedown cruise, open everything up. Jay's going to go to a card show in Massachusetts somewhere, and I'm just going to probably walk the beach. And then after that, Random Life from London, from the UK, is going to come to visit. And she's going to spend a few days in the coach here in our yard, and we'll probably explore Maine a little bit with her. So that'll be fun. I do need to think about my skincare. I do need to... I've ordered a couple of extra little blue bottles, so I'm going to put some of my timeless serums that I use, my vitamin C every day. I'm going to put that in the motorhome refrigerator to keep that stored all year, which I think will be really cool. And that way I don't have to go in and out, back and forth, back and forth. I still can't tell. I don't know if I'm still broadcasting or not. But anyways, if I am. If I'm not, I'm talking to myself. But I'm hoping I get this figured out by next weekend, because if there is a sunrise, guess where I'll be early in the morning? I'm going to share some of our East Coast sunrises with you all. But so it'll be kind of cool. I just wish I could tell. I wish Jay was out here. He could have answered some of my question thingies about the motorhome maintenance. But so I think we'll be all set to go. I think the only other thing that we still have to do out here for the motorhome is to get some new tires. So we're going to be working on that. And I think I just lost my connection again. So maybe that is my cue to sign off. And so that I will. And thank you if you were with me. Thank you so much for joining me in my very, very first kind of silly live stream. And I'm sorry if it was kind of boring and a bummer or whatever, and if you're brand new to my channel, if you just happen to stumble upon this live stream, please subscribe. I think we'll have a lot of fun together. I'm hoping anyway. So that's it, guys. I'm going to sign off, and again, I am apologizing if I'm not seeing any of your questions, because I don't see any, and hopefully this came through live and somewhat clear on your end. And it's Monika McGillicuddy rambling from southern New Hampshire in her holiday Rambler Imperial motorhome that we call the Jalupa, or I call the Big Guy. Many different names. So see you guys later. Thank you so much. Bye. Bye-bye.